invested with orcs or other things. That was the plan.
Right, yes, I'm starting to remember now.
Yeah. You guys crashed into Kingsford. If I remember, Darius went full on rage mode for like wanting to just go after and brutally murder a bunch of orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys finished that, secured, the fleet arrived, everybody arrived, and you guys traveled to Stonehaven, if I remember from there.
Yes.
And you met with all of the nobility that was left. And Scamos made a shocking discovery when you all arrived, finding out that the majority of them, if not all of them, of the nobility were demons and or demonkin.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys
We saw his
struck a
auntie.
deal. Yeah, struck his deal to possibly ally, if I remember, against her in the future, is from what we were discussing.
Well, I think. Wait, who is the fucking?
Because Scamos has a plan,
Yes.
and Scamos wants to enact that plan.
Wait, who's the fucking demon? The archdemon we fucking. My brain's not registering shit.
Which
Can
one did
remind me? My mark's gone now, right?
Yes. That's part of
Yes,
the deal.
because the archdemon, he pulled it. So
I can't remember who it was. The one that had the
I am.
sister, right?
Yep. So one sec. I am looking up which one. I am trying to remember which one I grabbed too, because yeah.
My money's on Codename Tomatoes.
No.
Minnie, shut the fuck up.
It's your own book.
Did you get that from a book about cooking apples
Oh,
or something?
It's not my
Darius's
damn book.
religion book had a bunch of code name for demons.
Yeah.
It was let's see.
Actually, it is your damn book.
Ain't my damn book.
Didn't we find
I'll
it in your
keep
order?
going, but that's what we were
Heretical
working
sect
on.
that had the young pope.
Yep.
Please remember that.
I will.
Huh? No, not you.
Remember what?
What?
Them.
Remember what?
Not you.
I forgot.
Them.
What do we remember? Oh, that you had the code book with the fruit name?
I hate the both of them.
Yes.
Hmm.
To be fair, I didn't even understand what you said at first. Actually, no, I don't understand what you said. It's hard to remember something when you can't remember it at all.
Dwarves as dense as stone.
Says the man wearing a belt, a dwarven kind.
Gazzik just like pulls out a dwarf bread, crunches on it.
Dwarf bread, it's all crust.
Yeah.
Oh
All
god,
crushed.
I thought it had stones in it.
Nope.
It's almost black. Just because of how well baked it is.
You see, the refineries are dual purpose.
They also cook.
Was Belial, wasn't it? Yeah, that's who it was.
That's what I said. And you were
Yeah,
like,
it was
"No."
Belial. Yeah, I was just trying to remember. I was just looking through my notes, and I know I wrote them down somewhere. So anyway, yeah. So Belial, and yeah, and I think we were planning on. You guys were planning your next moves when we left off. If I remember, it was either the deal that you guys struck was that all of the demon kin
He leads. I
with
remember
Darren
that.
and with also Scamos were discussing possibly having an area to call their own where they would not be persecuted.
Mhm.
Is this
If I
ringing a
remember-
bell?
If I remember, Belial wanted to be the one to lead that.
Yes.
Yeah,
And as
Belial
part of
was
that
like, I
deal, I
want to be
got
the
my
boss.
mark.
He's kind of the one that probably should out of everybody that's left, to be honest. Because, no offense, Scamos, you're probably not A, wanting to do that, and B, you know,
Can we really trust a demon that isn't Scamos?
I mean, you'll just have to find out, won't you? Maybe. Anyway,
Is it a
but
demon or a devil?
he's a devil, if I remember. Well, yeah. He's the arch.
Tomato, potato. Okay, not kidding.
There's a difference.
Yeah, one you can trust, the other you cannot.
I'm gonna assume the devil is the one you definitely can trust. Not kidding.
Yes,
Wait, what?
devils will twist your words, but they will still abide by them.
Yeah.
He's an
Demons don't give
archdevil.
a fuck.
He's a devil. Lyle's a devil. So
Devils are in general D&D lore. Devils are lawful evil.
mhm.
Demons are chaotic evil.
Yeah.
You can make deals with devils. Demons will just eat your face.
Now, to make this pact with this demon, oh God!
Anyway, so what do we all want to do as a party here? So we've had that discussion. I think we need to plan on getting the rest. So to do, just as a recap for everybody where we're at. Tiamat's somewhere off to the east. We don't know where. But probably regathering her strength, as you would assume.
84 years.
Again, Osterich, Alaron, Aurelian, however you want to pronounce it. It's just like Arkansas versus Arkansas. We'll have that argument until death.
That's my Kansas.
Are free. You guys haven't really been back to Karash or the Chosen Isles at all, or Mir or any of that nature. So the last you did hear of it, that the orcs did vacate from Amir, but that means that they've probably spread to the other lands on the continent. So they could be honestly anywhere at this point if they're not here on Avalon. The majority of them are probably here from what you guys have guessed, but that is still kind of up in the air. You guys have not been to Valand at all, so that is another place that is completely unknown to you.
Well, it's only going to smell of garlic. I don't particularly want that.
You don't want to go there?
Yeah.
I didn't
Or
think
is
they were
it to fend
Italian.
off?
No,
They're
they're French.
No,
God,
garlic.
Valand is French.
Yeah,
There-
garlic
remember-
is more Italian. No, I've mixed up
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah,
Hey, at
remember
least we don't have to deal with vampires over there.
Valand was the ones. Remember the lemming brigade that we had in like the first. Yeah, that's where they came from. Yes, the lemming brigade.
I fucked up my intel last minute on me.
So Yomi, Norvik, and Fuel, you guys all went there and tried to get some assistance, and were kind of pushed back. But Ashir being sort of resettled, and you guys went and did that whole arc with Cam in those areas because those were also under occupation. Yeah, so Ashir's been restored.
No,
That's kind of where we're at.
garlic thing is a French stereotype. I thought it was.
I thought Ashir was no longer being fucked by timey-wimey bullshit.
It's not, but it's also being restored because, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
How do we know
people went
this?
home. People went home. 'Cause the Dragonborn went back.
Yeah, we returned from Dragonborn. Remember?
I don't remember that. Oh wait, yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
and
Because we
Tosca.
were on the island of
Tosca.
So
Casca.
You also have the Army of Debts.
Oh god.
Which we use as literal living landmines that just erupted from the ground.
Speaking of which, you probably should. Oh yeah, we brought some of those with us.
Yeah, and you guys were going to open the part of the deal for Avalon was the debts.
Yes, reconstruction with the debt.
Wasn't that correct, Allsworth? I'm trying to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
That's why the whole reason you wanted a place for your own.
yep, because
That was part of your.
it's part of the deal.
And then, well, somebody else has the same idea as you, so hey, it worked out quite well.
And Luke Castor, we did meet with Luke Castor, and he did agree to that deal, if I remember. So, yeah. So that's where we're at. So as a group, we have just finished. So where we are now, we've just finished speaking with and pushing all those deals through for Scamos to bring the full weight of the debt army upon Avalon. What do we want to do next?
That army
Yeah.
destroys everything, repairs it, just like the. No, I guess.
Tears it down and puts it back up at the same time.
What do we want to do now? Well, we're still waiting on the Avalonian army.
Well, the Navy was still arriving in Kingsford, and they were trying to get the remnants of the army. They had to go back and get it, so it's going to take a minute.
Yeah, I know.
Because they were in Voland on maneuvers, apparently. So,
Yeah, a joint operation. They were basically just stranded there when everything went
Yep.
shit.
They were
when they-
invading Voland, as I recall.
they were on
Yes.
vacation. That's what it was. That's how I phrased it, if I remember, because I was making the Russian joke.
What? Wait. Why are
Yes.
you Englishmen here? Vacation.
Vacation, mate. Vacation. They just walk away.
Okay, then why are you stabbing my brother?
It's a
Vacation.
working vacation.
He's
Vacation.
British.
It's a working vacation, Brexit.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we can stay in Stonehaven. That's where we are now. If you guys want to jet over to Voland, you can. If you guys want to go back to Avalon, down to Kingsford, you can as well.
How did we get to Stonehaven? Did we did
Luke Castor
Stingray.
brought the
Stingray.
Stingray up, yeah.
and
Because you guys
what is his
sailed up
name?
there.
It's
There's
been
Stonehaven.
forever. I assume Baywater's ship is still not finished.
No, Baywater ship's in Kingsford. It came with the Stingray. It was inside.
Uh-oh.
The Stingray was inside it.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
god damn it! I hate y'all.
Yeah.
Fucking ship carrier.
So a ship within a ship within a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's not go that far.
Now we just need to one-off ourselves and make an even bigger ship that carries multiple of
The cruisers. Yeah.
Hang on, I
Baywater
got-
ship.
Which one's holding the tank?
Oh my god. Which one's holding the tank?
Technically, one of them carries the small lightweight tank, I think.
The Stingray
Yeah.
can carry the tank, actually.
So the ship's
them actually
carrying
had
the
it
ship's carrying
in
the
it.
tank.
Yeah. The thing is that's all. No, it was the ship in between the Stingray. It was the old one, the one that blew up.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
so it's gone.
That had the tank on it. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Because it fought. Yeah.
I'm sure there would be multiples to pick up.
So
when,
what's the
mining
group
do-
wanting to do? What do we?
Well, it sounds like fuck, I don't know.
What do we still have to do? Like what?
Well,
Kill the bitch.
I believe that is correct.
that is literally it. Yeah.
Just need to find it and then determine how.
and also figure out how to unfuck the rest of the world along the way. But that's a
That's
little bit.
all. That
that's
can be
something that-
handled in the epilogue. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So
So,
Realistically,
depending on what option we use to kill the bitch, we may not have to worry about the second
that's
option.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of feels like we're kind of already going into epilogue part of that of like trying to fix things. Given
well,
Aurelian and Kingsford's.
well, the whole point is we got it. We're getting certain points set up so that they roll through the epilogue, right?
We're trying to
think
get
of
a
it-
good ending.
Think of it like a
We're doing the
Fallout-
side
Fallout New
missions.
Vegas.
Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, right? If you don't interact with it, you don't see the epilogue for it.
that is correct.
So basically, if you don't recruit Sharon Cassidy, you don't fucking see her in the epilogue.
Yep.
As for armies for fighting Tiamat, I forget. I forget.
Anything that remnants of Victor and or the God of Chaos. So
Yeah,
gotta
we
remember that. That's a potential.
Yeah, we kind of need to go wrangling.
So
Okay, Mr. walks into an orc camp. Is like, hi, would you like beheading day to start?
I was angry. Shut the fuck up.
they leveled his city star. Wait, I did that to your city too. Never mind.
No, his city's still standing.
Sort
His
of.
His city's still standing to a degree, and a lot of
is
his
anyone-
people left.
Anyone there?
That's the problem. Is there's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of doors left. So
Yeah, you have humans fucking everywhere, and it's like, oh yeah, there's like one.
Yes,
there
but
is
the
like
humans-
there's like 1,000 doors left maybe right now. That's the problem.
well, here's the other thing, Star.
I'm noticing a trend here.
Yeah.
There are many different cultures amongst humans.
You haven't met them all yet either.
Yep.
Even the ones
be
on this
surprised if
map
we
and
had.
the ones off of this map. So
You got to think there's Roshkova, Valand.
Technically, Russians. Rushkovans.
I mean, Scamos is a Rushkovan.
Is that why? Is that why
We had
guys are
some-
going to go there so often with like alcohol runs?
We had some Rushkovan mercenaries that. So in theory we talked to, but I don't think we actually RP'd that out.
No, because they were part of your group.
Mm-hmm.
Canther's army.
Mm-hmm. His battalion, or his 2 regiments that he had.
Oh yeah, that reminds me.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so what do we want to do, guys?
I'm not quite sure.
What's the last lead we had, either on where Tiamat was or who knew any
She went
information about her?
She was heading east from
Roshkova.
Scamos' old village.
Well, we can head
So
that way
very
and
east.
Mhm.
ask, ask along the way. Hey, have you seen a giant thing, flying overhead? Where'd it go?
I mean, nobody's been there for the week or so that you guys have. Well, couple weeks that you guys have been. It's been a couple weeks. So, because you gotta remember, you guys jumped back and then you had the sail with the Stingray. So it's been at least a week, if not more. So,
Man, I just had a retarded idea for Plode.
so
But we
I'm
can get to that in a bit.
Send it to me through Steam.
but
I'm always open to
yeah,
ideas.
if you guys want to head that way, certainly could be a thing.
Either that, or if we have a lead on someone who may know or have information
mean-
about her. But I don't think we do. Well, actually, Scamos. This would be out of character, obviously, because I don't know about your god. But can you communicate with your god and ask, active detail?
About
where Tiamat is,
Tiamat.
any other helpful information?
What's going on?
Pretty much.
Probably, yeah.
Not that, he's been.
I mean, there's nothing there's nothing saying I can't try.
I'm just trying to think of ideas out of character to kind of.
Scamos is in a little bit of relief and system shock at the moment. We'll be back online after a short reboot.
Like in game, we're actually having a problem there, Halls. You good?
In game.
Okay,
Scamos
okay.
is in
Scamos.
game, like.
Okay, I'm just making sure. It's like
Right.
it's
Halls has actually pulled the pin on the flashbang.
It's about to go flying into Waller's room. One of these days, I'm gonna do it too. I'm just gonna toss it into his room, and you're gonna hear Waller just go, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, but you got to do
Maybe
it when
check-
I'm recording.
check Steam. Tell me what do you
Wait.
think.
For clarity, where are we at again?
you guys are in Stonehaven.
I
But,
assume we're done talking to the Daemons.
The
The
diamonds.
div to Belial and his court.
And I technically sort of own.
And Shannon, between Belial, Scamos, and Lucaster, Shannon has been agreed upon to be the new haven for devil and demon kind. To where they would no longer be oppressed.
Matt Damon. But either way. What's the next thing on the agenda before we fight Tiamat? Do we want to like stop by Sheer, see how that's going, see if how Forge Hammer's doing? Because I think if we can get back to the teleporter systems, yeah.
Stonehaven does not have a teleporter, by the way. So
Oh, I figured that's what I
imagine
was
that?
saying.
Yeah.
Going back to Kingsword.
or just taking the ship and go to Stonehaven. It'd probably be quicker. Or no, from Stonehaven to Sheer. It's about the same distance if you look. Yeah, actually, no, it's not. It's shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's where Stonehaven is? I haven't really looked at the map.
Yep.
Do we
You're
know where
just
the
thinking
border?
use the teleporter in or no. Ashir doesn't have a teleporter.
It doesn't?
The entire island
Mhm.
postdates the
Yeah, they
fall of
don't.
the Elven Empire.
Yep.
Which is what built the teleporters.
Yep. But there's one in Valand. So
Yes, but I think it's currently underwater.
mhm. But you guys could still go up to Sheer and then over to Alaron. Or Alian.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I forget what our main goal was. Like, are we trying to accrue more military power for?
So the goal was originally to come to Avalon was to assess the situation there because is it still going to pose a problem to potentially your fight with Tiamat because there's still the orc presence here. And also you guys wanted to check because there hadn't been word for a while, and then when Brexit got here, as you know, when Darius got here, he basically vowed to take back the island. So, if I remember, since after right, Darius.
Well, that was and that was originally Darius's plan when he didn't,
Yeah.
realize, oh shit, there's still an entire fucking army around.
Yeah.
That plus the navy plus
Yeah.
debts equals easy victory. Darius doesn't need to stay here.
Okay.
Easy victories. One army versus another, practically guaranteed.
Yes, but one army doesn't have replaceable soldiers.
Actually, it does.
What?
Orcs, man.
No,
Orcs
I
like
Oh,
that's
you mean the
debt.
Yeah.
Fucking debts. Oh no, that debt got killed. Oh no, it's back up. Oh
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
It's basically how the debts work.
So I will say this, just as a lore perspective, if you guys want to figure out next steps or more information, Ashir might be a good place to go. That's where I would, as the DM, would say push you towards, but that's up to y'all.
Sounds
remember-
like we're going to Amir.
Okay, Amir it is. All right.
Kidding.
Where was the hint, hint, nudge, nudge again to go?
Ashir.
The library island. There you go.
Library Island.
A wellspring of a lot of knowledge, blah de blah de blah.
Blah de blah.
Oh yeah, we should probably see if that dragon's still fucking with shit. Or if it's even around.
The dragon in the basement. Yeah.
The dragon in the basement
Oh
might
man,
be
there's
a
a monster in the
form of
basement.
fucking, but
I feel like that dragon promised me something.
it promised you fuck all.
Is that-
It told you to shut the fuck up and get out. That's what
that
it
I
told you.
that I remember,
I
but
believe it was something along those lines, yes.
no. See, a real selective memory. He still thinks he was promised something.
He was going to
I believe
show
it
you
was
how
the
to build
ability
one.
to walk out on two legs.
That, and he was going to show you how to build, or let you look at him. Remember
His metallic buddy.
his metallic buddy?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's a construct.
Vaguely remember that.
You know.
I think it also related to the nuke, but it's kind of moot point now because we're kind of remembers.
Oh
so-
yeah, you tried showing him it, and I think he said something. I forget exactly though.
Anyway. To Ashir then.
To Ashir.
Touche.
Works
Okay.
for me. Away we.
You guys get on the boat, on the ship. Scamos, are you gonna have the Debts help? What are your orders to the Debts, sir, as you guys travel?
Get out and
Hmm.
push.
Yeah, I think.
Well, remember they're gonna help with Avalon, right? That was
mean,
the
they
deal.
are.
Okay.
Make them form a bridge.
Who's in charge of them? Is it Baywater? Are you gonna put Baywater in charge of them? Who's in charge of them
Probably
on
the
Avalon?
best bet.
Okay. I'm assuming you communicate that to Baywater.
Beer
Yes.
water.
Beerwater.
that way he
Yeah.
That
Okay.
That
sounds
way he knows.
like a proper dwarven name.
Beerwater. So he's aware, and they are working on the liberation of Avalon. And if you want updates, you can ask your Debts for updates. So, the travel to Ashir take you guys more than a couple of days. You guys fly over Norvik and parts of Norvik and that area, and you notice that it's still pretty calm. You see the any orc remnants that on the mainland as you fly are very limited. So it seems they've probably they probably came back and vacated back towards Avalon and
Yeah.
reconsolidated with everybody else. On your arrival to Ashir, a few days go by. You come in, and it still has its damages, but it is looking like that they are starting to rebuild and at least try clean up a little bit here and there. And you notice the Dragonkin are working on restoring their city.
Woof.
Woof, 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 motherfucker, woof, woof.
Then B.
Um,
Mini, I'm literally drawing something up right now. I'll send you it in about 5 minutes.
so you guys land and you guys start heading towards the main library hall. And
By the way,
yep.
quick note too on that flight over, Arir will be researching something.
Okay.
That
Oh,
will be
no.
determined in about 5 minutes.
In about 5. Okay.
So I guess in a way, we're talking about this on our flight over. If you
Okay.
want a mini, but I'm finishing up the SketchUp, like actual SketchUp of this, because this is both dumb and amazing at the same time.
I am concerned. Very majorly concerned, but okay.
But yes, Arir and
Does it?
Thank
you.
I was
God
having a
damn it.
moment.
You're
Our-
having a mini moment.
Had an engineering conversation about updates and upgrades to Plode involving the PTR.
Oh no.
But-
Okay.
That'll be to be seen. Proceed with the rest of it, and then backtrack and play that if needed.
Okay. All right. So you guys head to, but remember the shear. Here's the shear on the map. If you guys want to reference it. As you can see, it's they're cleaning it up. You guys land, get inside, and head down.
Yep.
Go ahead, Canther.
No, I was looking for the map.
And no one's really like. There's no security or anything like that. It's kind of not a priority right now. It seems like everybody that they have on the island is like, yeah, we need to focus on rebuilding, and we can worry about the other stuff later. So, and plus they know who you are. As you guys are walking through, they recognize you, all because you kind of liberated all of them. That's kind of a big deal. You guys
We met
reach.
like one of them.
I know. Well, when you guys freed him from the orcs.
Oh, that was good.
Yes, that's who's here. He is nowhere to be found, by the way. The one that you met, nowhere to be found. So, you guys reach at the elevator and you start heading down to the vaults that you guys met the metallic dragon and the dragon in. Who's all? I'm assuming Cam, you're going. I would hope to God you're going. Is it everybody? Is there anybody staying behind? Is Rear staying behind to research things or do things?
No,
Given-
Arir would have been researching it while on the flight, but
Okay.
and
Are
then
you
I
actually going to put things into action? Is the question.
Well, I
you want
have
to, Minnie?
I'm assuming we would have the raw materials for that start.
On the Stingray, probably.
I
That's-
mean, you have a PTRD and you can weld probably, or figure out how to weld.
Well, Arir has the skill or spell that he can
Okay.
use to literally assemble
Yeah.
things, as long
Yeah.
as he has the raw
Based on
materials.
sketch. Oh, so that's an interesting thing. Well, shit.
So as long as you don't make this out of like unobtainium.
Well, see, the issue was I didn't expect to be like making it during the flight, so we can make half of it. It was gonna include
Okay.
2 PTRDs and a system to load both of them.
That. All right.
Anyway,
So Arir will try to make it.
We can make a mock up, but issue is I only have 1 PTRD on me. I think.
Yeah, but if you have enough raw materials to make another one, potentially.
Do you even know how to make a PTRD?
He
Well,
can
I'm
figure
assuming
it out.
you would help me with that, so I can use the spell
Uh,
to create.
So if you two want to stay behind, you surely can.
Okay. Well,
We will do
Okay.
that
All right.
as long as you're good with it. Stuff.
yeah.
Right. I'll have you guys roll here in a little bit, but we'll go to the rest of the party. So Cam, Scamos, and Darius are going down to the vaults.
Oh boy.
No,
Why do you keep beeping?
it's his mic,
It's my mic.
and you're echoing like a.
I'm
Am I?
echoing.
No, he's echoing.
He's echoing.
He was.
It might
Anyway.
have been on my mic switch back.
Anyway, you guys are heading down, get to the bottom of the elevator, and very familiar area with the vaults are around you, and the dragon that you all met is still here.
I mean, of course he is.
And you guys walk off the elevator, and he's just staring at you. Kind of unsettling, but he's not moving.
He's just sort of there.
He's just like,
Eyeballing us.
yeah.
Just without breaking.
If I remember correctly, he's a purple dragon, isn't he?
Yes,
Yes.
he is.
Didn't we already kill like a super ancient purple dragon?
Wasn't him. It was another one.
Did we kill his
Yeah.
brother?
We
Probably.
had help, but yes, we did.
You didn't have to have a brother under Forge, have it? No, I'm joking.
But
What
what time of day is it?
About now it's probably early to mid afternoon.
Without breaking stride towards the whichever room we're expecting to find the information we want in. Good afternoon.
Do you have your hall pass?
Hall pass?
Oh shit.
Do you mean? Was that the right word you were going for
Yeah.
there?
Oh, it's exactly what he said. Do you have your hall pass?
Okay, Waller.
What?
What?
Hall pass.
All right, Principal, calm down.
Hall pass.
What?
The golden head.
Yeah, I don't recall.
We probably gave it back. Good
No,
thing we're
no.
not down there.
I don't
No,
recall
well-
what happened to that.
Yeah. Are we after have the fucking Aurelian Vault, or are we after a different vault?
That's up to you all. You guys came here. So the reason I was pushing you for was you guys are wanting to try and find a way to kill Tiamat, right?
Yes.
All right. Ashir would probably have the text to do it. There's the Aurelian Vault. There is an Ashiran Vault. There's actually two of them.
No, wait, hold on. Isn't this the dragon that didn't want to have his soul claimed by Tiamat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Before we
Oh.
get into this, what happened to that dragon? I forget.
Which one?
The one we used last time we were here.
what the skull? He's on about the skull.
Yeah, that.
What happened to it?
Yeah. Did we return that? I can't fucking remember.
Oh, the actual skull.
Yeah.
Um.
We remember that the wall sort of claimed it.
No, you guys still have it.
Oh, okay. Wait, who has it?
Probably Cam. I would hope it's Cam. I'm gonna say it's Cam.
I mean, I'd assume it was Cam.
I'm not seeing in my inventory list, but that's easily just a fucking.
We probably
it
forgot to put it back or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Because technically, it had to come out of your inventory to be put into the door while it opened the door.
Also, I don't think I had this written up
No.
Excel sheet initially.
Well, for ease of this, that you guys still have it, and then Cam has it. I'm assuming Cam would be the one to take it anyway, because it's a dragon skull.
Well, it's also an Ashiran thing.
Yeah.
Are you going to present your hall pass?
As macabre as it is, yes.
Well, and the dragon, you present it. He just looks at you and says, what are you looking for?"
Cam, would you like to handle this? Would you like me? Or maybe Scamos?
"What can I help you with?"
Well, you know the person you didn't want your soul going to?
Tall, scary, and angry, 5-headed.
Heads.
Looking for a way to put her in the ground.
"Where's the
Permanently.
dwarves?"
On the ship?
"Oh, so he is still alive. Good."
Somewhere where he is less likely to get into trouble.
I see.
What?
Sure about that?
At the left.
You mention. So you're mentioning her. Is she free?
The final
Unfortunately.
parting act of a asshole of a god, unfortunately.
How unfortunate.
Yes, and it is. Now we have to go kill another one.
That's why you guys seem different. Kill any other dragons too, I gather.
One or
I
two.
really want to make a cheeky comment. I really want to, but I'm not going to.
Just tell
'Cause I
me,
feel like-
guys, you want me to hit him with a chocolate.
God.
No, it's more of, I feel like it's more like Scamos's sort of sass and cheek rather than Darius's. I'm
One
assuming.
or two.
One or two.
Yeah. I'm assuming Doolittle's not there.
Oh, I'm here.
He's
Scambus is just not being sassy at the moment.
Canvas is being tiny.
This is
And
perfect time to be sassy.
well, and you see his front paw, his hand. It would be a hand. Points towards the two Assyrian vaults. If you want to find information on how to possibly deal with her, it'd be in one of those two vaults.
What is the difference between the two?
They're just, it's extra books. Yeah, more storage.
Spillover.
Yeah.
But you said they would just keep adding and adding and adding vaults if that's all they ever had to do.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. It just means that
These
the
are
reason there are
just
two is one is full, not they cover two different things.
yeah.
That's
And this is the hype. Like, remember, this is the hypersensitive stuff too. This isn't like the general
Yeah, there's not the stuff you can get
library
above
itself.
ground.
Yeah, this is the like world-breaking, earth-shattering kind of information.
You gotta remember, the only people usually allowed down here are royalty
Yeah, or
or their chosen representatives.
Mhm. And guests.
Yes, but how many people are going to bring their guests to a really sensitive location?
well, if they're down here, they are guests of the royalty.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, thank you. We'll, I suppose, get to researching then.
the vault should be unlocked. So you shouldn't. There's no need for keys or anything. If you are allowed to be in there, you are allowed to be in there. So, good luck. And I hope you find what you're looking for.
It's unlocked. If you're allowed to be in there, you're allowed to be in there.
Yeah?
Sounds like there's a magical enchantment on it.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get permission?
Well, I mean, you have the skull, and he pointed in that direction.
No one's
Maybe.
stopping us.
But
Yeah.
ours is the
go
Auralian
find out.
skull.
The Aurelians aren't exactly here to complain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the Asheran vaults. Is what I'm
Oh.
saying.
So what would the Aurelians matter?
Well, if we have the Auralian skull, that means we have permission from Auralian. We don't have permission from Ashir, is what I'm implying.
Yeah, but he just said it's open. We don't need a skull.
He said it's not locked. If you're allowed to be in there, you are allowed to be in there.
You know, we can solve this in like 3 seconds and just go to the door.
All right then.
So you go to the door. I can just picture Cam and Darius arguing like that.
It
And the
would def-
dragon's just like, oh my god.
I mean,
Please.
we would because Darius is still like he's seen magic a lot now.
Yep.
Not not being actively flung against him a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still wary of magic that he has no idea where the origin is from. So when he hears something like, "Oh yeah, it's unlocked, but if you're meant to be in there, you're meant to be in there," that sounds to him like an enchantment. That's why he's a bit hesitant and such.
Well, if you're that concerned, you can go first.
No.
No. Why not? Are you afraid?
More if I'm not the one getting my ass fried off.
That's a first.
Thought that was why you wore the armor.
Yes, but magical enchantments, you don't know what kind of enchantment it is. Armor really doesn't help too much if it's something that's meant to kill you outright.
Like a spear or arrow?
Anyway, are you guys standing in front of the door right now as you guys are
Yes.
talking? Okay.
Oh, getting to it, rather.
We're having a philosophical argument over armor, weapons, and magic, and what's the differences between each other, and why one would wear armor.
So the door, as you guys get closer, it opens.
Okay.
Yep.
Just gonna allow Cam to take the first few steps.
Like everything else, Cam just walks in.
You hear a snap in the distance, and you start to feel like you're fading away. Not
You get Thanos snapped out of existence.
Fuck are my die? There they are. Where the fuck is my
Mr. Stark, I feel weird. What's going on?
I
The
don't
corner.
feel too well.
Anyway.
No, like he hears the snap, he turns around. Darius, I don't feel good.
Anyway, you guys walk in, and this vault is massive. Like,
Okay, good.
like from the outside, it looks like a small little. But you just open it, and it's just
So what? Compared to the Aurelian vault, this is
it's
just
massive.
stupid.
Yeah. And it is all in Draconian, all of it.
Well, that's unfortunate for you two.
It's a Draconic. Yeah, Draconian, Draconic. Yeah, I meant Draconic. Mappy!
Get Feared I'd ask.
Yep, it's in
Yes.
Draconic. It's in Draconian Draconic. There you go. No, it's Draconic. You can read it. It is
Those-
very old school, though. Like, some of it is just very old Draconic.
Again, there's only two people in the vault that can read it.
Maybe 3.
I can't read it.
So
Oh wait, no, the dwarf isn't here.
roll perception checks for me, boys and girls.
Well, I can't read it, so I can't,
She'll roll me a perception check anyway.
in case something just springs to me like divine intervention.
I mean, it's completely possible.
Okay.
Considering
Considering.
you apparently have a
Okay.
direct line.
There we go.
18.
Okay.
Yeah, 18.
Scamos, you hopping in on this too?
You said perception.
No,
Yes.
16. Sorry. 9s go the other way.
Nines go the other way.
Scamos natural
Okay.
20'd it, didn't they?
No, that wasn't a natural 20, but that'll be a 29 on the roll.
Oh my god! Dude. Okay.
See your perception model. Jesus.
What is your perception, Halls?
11.
Holy god!
I mean,
I am the eyes.
So you
So-
The
so
only
it-
thing's better.
it-
the only
22 in
thing-
wisdom.
By the way, you do have a debt with you, Scamos. Like it's probably on your shoulder, I'm assuming.
so he got an 18 on his die by that math, right?
Yeah.
I got a 19, but I've only got an 8 in perception, so
27.
27.
Like I said, the
So-
only thing better for Scamos is deception and performance.
We'll handle yours first, Canthers. You're looking around the room. You find books very similar to ones that you got from the Dragon Forge Hammer. There's about 6 of them.
Ones that are actively writing the stories of the dragons.
Yes. And as you start digging from those 6, you start seeing there's a whole bunch of them. And this is probably the rest of the collection.
Would you like to add your knowledge of dragons to this collection of them?
Dragonware.
So, I guess pulling out
Yep.
books, seeing if I recognize any of the names.
I mean, a lot of them. There's a few of the mythical, like you've heard them from like your kid's story, like when you were growing up, like just the myths, and you're like, oh, like so the myths were
You just
not myths, so kind of thing. Hang on.
You know, and Caligron. Grond.
I mean,
Glamrung.
there's one for Mushu. I'm throwing that in there because Mushu would be hilarious.
So there's a serpent, a red serpent
Yes,
dragon that is just
yes.
tiny as fuck.
Yes.
I feel like he'd be a pseudo dragon almost.
Yeah, he's the Oriental style version of a pseudo dragon.
I know,
There you go.
but he's a famous pseudo dragon that got a book.
Well, was written into a book
Yes.
partially. He was never the main
Well.
character of it. Mulan and her
Hmm.
odyssey of uniting that faraway Asian land that no longer exists. Definitely not China.
TM.
TM.
They say its leader was a bear that really liked honey.
Wait, China has trademarks?
Sir Barrington.
No,
So yeah, you just
yeah,
read through, and a few of them you don't know, and then some of them you're like, huh. Never
Yeah,
thought I'd see that again, or hear that name, and actually see the
Outside
book.
a children's story.
Yeah. So yeah, there's about in total here the collection. probably close to 150.
No, there's gotta be some of them that he's heard of that he's like, there's no way this one's still alive in any way,
Well,
shape.
and a lot of them are completed. Like as you're scamming through it, a lot of them are. There is an end.
Well, you just go to the last page, don't you, and see if
Mhm.
it's finished.
Mm-hmm.
Because I assume these
And
books just add pages themselves.
yes,
Yeah.
No, they just all are happen to be the correct length when they're made.
That would be
so
horrible. Oh,
it would be, wouldn't it?
Like, and I'm assuming that all the dragons knew these books were being made about them. That'd be fucking horrible to know that this is how many pages your life is.
I live. That's it. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I
For
only-
That,
the
that
I
poor
only
little
get
man,
five pages.
yeah.
that's born with only one page. He is born. He starts to rise and dead.
And Cam, roll me another perception, and then we'll go to the other two, and then I'll get back to you.
26.
Okay.
No,
So
24.
Scamos and Darius, you guys are looking around. You guys don't speak Draconic, correct?
He can read it.
I can read it. I just can't speak it.
Okay, so you see the pile of books that Cam's going through. You kind of keep looking beyond it, and what you're seeing is, and Cam, you see this too. It's by alphabetical section in the Draconic alphabet. So, like, it's very much organized. It's organized but disorganized at the same time because there's just crap everywhere.
So basically, they've tried to keep it as organized as possible,
Yeah,
but they've sort of just heaped
it's
everything
just,
in
it's
that
just,
belongs in that
yeah,
section there.
yeah.
Great.
And you guys notice too. There's even, it's not just books in here. There is, like, very similar to the Aurelian
Ancient
one.
artifacts, yada yada.
There
yada.
is weapons and stuff in all the section. You guys see T down at the end. You guys want to head towards the Draconic letter T.
Draconic letter T. I mean, I
I
have
always
no
knew
idea
T was
that it
evil.
means T at all because I'm just sort of weirdly drawn in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not really here for these other ones.
Yeah.
As much as you are intrigued.
So as you get up to leave on that 26, you see there is one book that wasn't with the group, and you pick it up, and it has your name on it.
Well, this shouldn't be here.
And it actually looks quite new compared to the rest of them.
Oh, isn't that spicy?
I'm gonna put that in my pack.
Yeah. You're not going to open up and read it right now, right here, right now? We're not going to do it? Or are you just putting it away?
I mean, I feel like it's
here
got.
now. No.
I mean, these things document their entire life, right? Like
By the
every
way,
moment of every
yeah.
day.
Scamos, you turn and look, and you see, you can read it. It is Cam's name on there.
Interesting.
That awkward silence.
Well, I just said interesting. Like,
Yeah.
that's interesting. It's got Cam's name on it there. What are you expecting me to do?
Mm.
So, I'm assuming that book's got a fair few decent pages in that already, seeing as how long he's lived already.
It does not, actually.
Hmm?
It's very small compared to the other ones that he was rummaging through.
I've only
Isn't-
been around for like 100 and some years. Some of these
Yeah.
dragons have been around for 1600.
Yeah, but if you've been around for 100 and something years, and this book's meant to document your entire life, that's a lot of fucking pages that should still be in there.
In comparison, though, it's not that many.
Not that many.
In comparison to theirs, no, but it should still be a decent.
You also
meaty-
got to remember too. It's also based on how relevant they are anyway. So
Oof.
Okay, so it's
Just
based
got told
on.
he's irrelevant. What a dick.
well,
So basically, it's gonna point Joel
Yeah.
anything in his past that is kind of relevant to now,
yes,
because now he's become extremely relevant.
yes,
Oh,
and especially like really recently, but we'll get into that later. Anyway, so you guys head down towards the T letter.
Always
not the
knew T
drink.
was evil.
And you guys get to the subsection, and as you guys walk down the hall, like the center of the vault, you notice that each of these letters has like an alcove that goes deeper. Like, so each letter, so it has like a big long hallway, and then there's long hall these sections.
So I'm just imagining the library from Avatar.
Yes, basically. And you guys get to T, and all the way in the back, you notice that there's a bunch of books and items locked behind a cage.
That definitely doesn't look like what we're probably here for.
Hmm. And Cam, you are getting a very dark feeling by looking in that direction too. Like,
I wonder why.
yeah.
Do you wish to taint your eyes? Or do you want Scamos to go in there?
What are you on about now, Darius?
Well, yeah, if you didn't really have a good reaction to that altar to her back in the Wizards.
As I recall, I did not have any sort of physical reaction to that. It was just
You immediately went, we need to destroy this. And
Yeah.
that was very out of character for you.
okay. Just make sure I knew what you're talking
Yes.
about. Why would I have? There are certain things in this world that need to not be in this world.
And
That was one of them.
fair. But if you don't want to look at it, Scamos can read it. He can just relay the information.
How would that change anything?
I mean, you don't have to be close to it. Because I'm assuming that, like, him feeling like this presence kind of got a reaction. Because it's probably quite sudden and rapid and not pleasant.
Cam's persona also is entirely being unflappable. So
Yeah.
even when he's seriously caught off guard, does his best to not show it. So I can roll for it.
Can if you want.
I leave that up to you, Cantor.
Because I'd say that after all this time, we'd sort of
Mm.
there might be like the slightest cue that most people would definitely not pick up on.
Mhm.
But after the amount of time we spent together, that members of the party could.
That makes
Yeah.
sense considering it like was almost a 17 on the die, but flipped over to a 3 for a total of 19.
A 19 on what? Deception?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I'm assuming that's a perception for Darius.
Yep.
Insight?
Or insight. Insight would be better.
Or insight. 18.
Just 19.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know. You got away with it.
So you guys head in a little bit deeper
Let's
into
see
the
what's
alcove.
inside.
As you walk in,
One moment.
yep.
Let's see. Takistos. Oh, really? Fuck off, generator.
No, you fuck off.
You good, Hulse? I just heard one moment from him.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I'm generally waiting just to hear a from Waller's mic.
Frag out! You just hear him yelling frag out. And
No, my food person called me and I needed to
Oh.
answer a question.
Huh.
Food
What
person.
apartment are you guys in? I can't figure this out.
Fuck yeah, man.
Also, I want to throw out frag out.
Frag out, yeah.
No, it'd be banger out.
Yeah,
Frag
it'll be-
out.
yeah.
Who was saying that it was gonna be frag out?
Me. It was me.
I mean,
What is your two's
Oh.
living arrangement at this point if you think
Hulse.
he's gonna kill you?
We've talked
I'm-
about this, Brexit, okay?
I may or may not know someone who has a frag grenade back at home. No, I'm kidding. I know.
Anyway,
suspect that's
I
a
know someone who
fake
has
one.
an inert. Know someone who has an
let's
inert
get
one.
back to D&D, kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Anyway.
you. So you guys head into the alcove, and
Takistos. Tegut. Taidu.
mhm. You get down to her, which is right in front of the cage, or it is the cage,
You go say my AFK.
and there is locks and everything all over the door.
Well,
Okay. Cam reached down to the locks, and I feel like hanging padlocks are set in.
Padlock. It's hanging padlocks. There's like 10 of them.
right. Remembering what Waller pulled in the past, is there a key rack here?
Roll a perception check there, Darius. You gonna look for a key rack?
Yeah, I think you pulled this bullshit in the Dwarven vaults last time.
I know, right?
24.
There is no key rack.
Mhm. I'm just being fucking sure this time. 'Cause you pulled some stupid ass bullshit with that. Right. So how the bloody hell are we getting in? Guess we're gonna have to go find who has the key.
And presumably these are like standard keyholes, I'm assuming.
I mean, they're standard Asheran locks, but you look at them, and if you want to investigate them more, roll an investigation check.
Alright. I was just looking at it, it's like, would it be a regular key that's going to unlock this, or something weird?
It looks like a regular key.
Well, that's actually a decent roll. 18 plus, where's investigation? There it is, 21.
So you look at it. These locks are enchanted. As you start looking closer, you start recognizing Asheran enchantments on it, and these are for protection, so someone doesn't try and break in to the lock.
I mean, not that we have.
Is the
somebody-
book locked in place or just locked shut?
Oh, it's into the cage. Like, so this is like on the cage door
It's
to get
the
into
gate
the
to her section, basically.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I don't believe any of us possess the key. Could ask the dragon.
I might. Of a sort. Is the cage itself enchanted?
Yes. It's all part of the like same. It's all hooked in together with the same enchantment.
We're gonna heat metal it.
No. I know disintegrate.
That might end up bad for you. I'm just letting you know.
That's why it has to be enchanted.
That's why we're asking if it's enchanted, because if it's not enchanted, then
Disintegrate. But
the door is open.
And it's not exactly just opening to my touch, so problematic. We don't even have anyone who knows how to pick a lock, do we?
I
no
mean,
more.
you do. Sort of.
We have Minnie's banhammer.
The only one we knew who knows how to pick a lock isn't with us anymore.
No, I know. Scamos can't you? I thought you could.
He's a
No,
bard.
No.
I sing. I distract people while somebody else picks the lock.
This is
He-
true.
He knows his role well.
He does know his role well.
My job is to be like absolutely not in the way.
I mean, I would like to pull the whole joke of, oh yeah, I've got a skeleton key, but it's just like literally like an adamantine hammer.
Hey, Rear has one.
No,
It's
your
the
hammer is an
TNT
adamantine, bitch. I mean, at this point, asking the dragon is really the only option we have.
What the hell was his name?
Yes, I kind of forgot his name as well, so I've been referring to him as the dragon
I've got it written down.
somewhere.
Okay, what was that? Wait a second. Out of curiosity, on our way in, did we see any evidence of the construct dragon?
No. There was no evidence.
Okay.
Watch is broken again.
Cam's not seeing a way to open it, so
Okay.
we'll head back to the door and go. Oh, or like shouting out to the I guess room,
Rooftop.
assuming I'm seeing him. Rashgal.
Yes. Kind of hear the just echo a little bit.
Do you happen to know who we might talk to get into the locked cage back here?
The forbidden section.
Hmm.
Because I suspect that has the book that we were looking for.
Is the keeper not in there?
There is nobody in there.
Hmm. Do you
I
not know
haven't
the
seen Corin
summoning
yet.
spell?
I know very few spells.
Hmm.
Some, yes, but not many.
Ask for the keeper. He will help you.
Cam looks around, shrugs. Goes, Keeper?
Keepers
Huh.
in the alcove. Each forbidden section, there should be a keeper.
I see. Thank you.
Hmm.
Kim steps back inside. And walking back towards the cage,
Mm-hmm.
Cam just says in a loud voice to the room, Keeper?
Few seconds go by, nothing.
Klaatu Barata Nikto?
Is that keeper? Is that keeper? Did you just do that in freaking Draconic? God.
No, that is not Draconic. That is just
Okay.
that is a generic.
I was gonna say. I'm gonna be like, good God, Cantor.
A bunch of movies use that phrase just as a generic magic phrase.
Roll me a perception. Yeah, actually, you guys have perceptions already. So, as you keeper, and you get back to Darius and Scamos, and they're just kind of both looking at you, and you're like, keeper. You hear something like fall, like way down at the other end of the vault.
The one I just came from?
No, like at the other end, like way down at the end of the so you walk back inside to the alcove. It's further down.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear 1 second and a very I don't want to it almost sounded like a debt.
That would make sense to be stuck down here.
And you see a couple more, about another minute or so goes by, and you see a 3 foot, it almost looks exactly like a debt, walk up to you guys. So, what can I help you with?
Now.
It's noticeably different. It's older and it's more areas, enchantments, and it's
It's the
all in
granddad.
Draconic. It's the granddad. How can I help you?
It is real. That's all I imagine the debt that's with us saying.
I beg your pardon, but we require access to the locked off section.
What's your purpose?
The destruction of the Scaled Tyrant. And then ice cream afterwards.
Fucking
That seems
bet.
reasonable.
You just hear from Scamos, fucking bet, and a thumbs up towards Cam.
Oh my god. All right, and you see he around the keeper's neck is the key, and he goes and starts unlocking. He goes and gets he is taller, but he still has to get a step stool to get to all the locks. So he pushes the step stool up to the door to the cage and starts unlocking all the locks. Well, we haven't had many visitors here.
Can't imagine why. Straight face.
I was depowered in the back, and I'm glad to finally have a conversation with somebody again.
How long has it been?
200 years.
Cam looks over at Darius and Scamos. Who was here 200 years ago? Looks back.
Some priest. Looked very similar to your friend there.
Did you get his name?
Tall, armored, and conceited. Pointing, indicating which friend he's talking about.
Yes. He did seem somewhat conceited. It was him, and then I think it was his brother?
Fucking rip.
I don't suppose they left their names.
No, they did not. They weren't very talkative.
Curious. Any identifying marks or symbols?
I mean, not particularly.
Cam looks back over at Darius with his giant symbol of Athena.
No, it wasn't that.
Looks back.
I think one of them was it Victor? I think? Yeah, that was one of their names.
I see. Well,
Or that's what he claimed to be. I don't know. Don't remember.
let's see if the book in here is still the book in here.
Well, they never took anything, so it should still all be here. They did write some things down, though. That I do remember. Finishes the
I was under the
locks.
impression that this was self-filling. Why would they need to write things down?
Oh, if they're copying information from the book, see, the books
Oh,
cannot
that's what
leave
you
here.
mean.
Yes. The books cannot leave this cage. Otherwise, she becomes aware.
Not sure what we can do about that now. But I suppose it does explain some things. Anyway. How, I assume he's finishing up with the locks.
Yep, he finishes the locks and the door swings open. Again, none of the books can be removed from this. They must remain. So if you have or need to write, we have parchment and ink if you need to write anything down, but they must remain.
I should have enough on me. I'll have to check, but I expect I'll have enough.
If you need anything else, just let me know. I will be cleaning elsewhere in the
Thank you for your
vault.
assistance.
You have a wonderful day. Walks off.
I'm gonna follow him.
Yeah.
I assume this is like a walk-in type cage.
Yeah. Walk in, and it's like one of the offshoots from the vault. It's another alcove off of the alcove, but it's all the information here is related to Tiamat. You're looking through this, and you're just like, oh my god. There is books dating back to when she was put away. Like, you're able to look at that through here, and you're just like, oh.
Oh,
There is
my.
some history in this place that even the Assyrians may not completely grasp, or at least it's common knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So And yeah, so you start reading. It's going to take you some time to find the right book. But Darius, are you going to stay with Cam, or are you going to follow Scamos? Is the British man asleep?
I think he might be.
The party looks
Okay.
back, and Darius has collapsed due to fatigue.
Due to fatigue,
As per the norm.
as per the norm. As you follow him, you see the keeper. He picks up a broom and he starts sweeping, and it's not really paying attention to you, Scamos.
I mean, that's fine.
Knock him out. Beat his head in.
No. I'm gonna let him. I'm not gonna disrupt his work or anything. I'm just gonna be like, not meaning to interrupt what you're doing, but if you don't mind, I do have some questions for you myself.
You have questions, okay?
Yes, mostly pertaining, honestly, to you and your existence here.
Oh,
Yes, I was. The first thing, of course, question I actually had was, do you know who created you?
Who's your
well,
daddy?
who's your daddy?
And what does he do?
Well, we were created to keep these vaults. All of them. There's at least 3 keepers assigned to each vault that is here. And we were created for the Ashirans by they tell us from someone from the west.
Someone from the West.
Yes.
They tell us. You don't know.
But they never told you
No.
actually who, and you never met your creator?
No, I did not. I have not. You see, I don't remember beyond other than me being here.
Did they ever tell you why they did that?
Created us to
No,
keep
like
the vault.
no. Like, didn't let you meet your creator, or don't let you have any
They
memories of them.
Believe that they believed it wasn't necessary.
And what do you think about that?
I do my job. It does not matter.
But you've never been curious or interested at all?
Nope. Again, it's not my job, or what. It doesn't concern me.
Not fully aware construct.
Oh no, they're fully aware.
Or sorry.
Very fully brainwashed.
Yeah.
So you just live your whole life
Fully
sitting in
sentient,
this
that's the word.
vaults. Sentient.
Sentient or sapient. One of the
you know,
two. Doesn't matter.
It's like you live your whole life living in this vault, completely sentient, knowing everything like that, and they don't let you know who your creator is or give you any choice in the matter at all.
Why is it necessary for my existence to know who my creator is?
It's more the fact that, from my understanding of you, you are a sentient being, yes?
Yes.
And yet they have stripped your rights and choices away from you, which makes you a
I was
slave.
built for a specific purpose.
Yes, but then they made you sentient and they didn't give you a choice. So they built and enslaved you. And I guess that is what I
I was given
personally have a
Robot
problem
uprising.
with.
I was given the opportunity to live and serve.
The opportunity in that if you didn't agree to it, they would just destroy and rebuild you.
My soul would be destroyed. That is correct.
So they enslaved you against
No,
any choice you may have
it was
had.
my
That is,
choice. It was my choice.
your choices were between being dead or doing what they said. That's not much of a choice there if you're a sentient being.
Well, when you're a survivor of a war, yes, it is.
So you do remember stuff then beforehand.
Yes.
So what is it that you remember?
There was a butterfly.
The war? Us killing thousands and thousands of people?
Okay, a war between who? And where? And how long? And how did you all end up here? Because my understanding of all of you, and I kind of gestured to Maidet and him, is that you came from the West following the war to here.
He's an imitation. Just looking right at your debt.
Okay, so he's an imitation. Then, once again, though, he's an imitation based on you. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you all came from the West following whatever war took place out there. We've heard more and more. We've heard bits and pieces about it, but I'm still trying to put that all together. And I've heard that there were
Weapons
some
of
very
great power
dangerous. Yes, I've heard that, and there is
that would
a
be able to.
reason I want these answers. And that reason is there are people in this world that are dangerously close to rediscovering that information.
Well,
And I would like to take steps to prevent whatever mistakes were made beforehand from reoccurring here. And I am assuming if you don't like the concept of war and killing all of those people, because based on your tone, you're not very happy with those memories, you would be a good ally in helping to stop that.
I will say this. Don't allow it to fall in the wrong hands.
Well, that's kind of a given based on what I know about it, but I need to know the mistakes that were made that led to that level of destruction
Hubris.
between nations, I'm assuming.
In a manner of speaking.
Okay,
Yes.
I need more details than this, man. Like, this is literally dangerously.
We
It
had
exists in
a
this world already.
yes. We had a war between the entire continent. Noble houses that honestly their names don't matter anymore fought against each other for power and caused an arms race that created what became us.
So you were created initially as soldiers for that war.
We were created as
Were you created as the
vassal
actual,
as
yeah,
a vessel for
the
those that
weapons?
were already trained. Even in death, duty does not end.
Oh, Christ. So they stripped the souls out of their dead and dying soldiers and turned them into you. And then these imitations, I'm going to kind of glance at Maidet, are just pure constructs then.
That is correct.
Whereas you are an actual living
Yes.
being.
Yes.
And they bound your soul to this. Did you make the choice to be bound, or did they bind you against your will?
We chose because it was our duty to fight.
Was it truly your duty to fight, or were you all just so indoctrinated through that war that you didn't have another choice?
Would he know?
That's why I'm asking.
He doesn't really answer that. He just kind of just stares very blankly at you, and you've seen this stare before, like
Mhm.
with all the deaths.
I'm just waiting for the answer.
Doesn't answer.
Because to me, from what you're describing, that's what it sounds like. Is that you were never actually given a choice.
We had to fight for our homes and our freedom. Some of the houses were trying to fight just for that. Some of the nobles. But others just wanted domination. And
these weapons then came into play, and it led to where it is now, where I'm assuming the only survivors from that continent were people like you who had bodies that could survive it.
no, there were still nations that survived. Ones that weren't involved in the conflict or just on
Did
the.
they relocate to here, or are they still there?
Some of them did.
But there's still some out to the west.
Yes.
Do you have any way to contact them?
I know of a way.
What way is that?
There's a device in this vault that would allow you to.
Where is this device at?
I can take you to it if you want, but be warned. I don't know if you want to have these people here. It's been
A long time since they've
Yes.
been contacted, and you're not
Yes.
sure how those things stand anymore.
exactly.
Are there any maps of this old world in this vault?
No.
Do you know of any maps anywhere in existence that would be able to help us if we were to travel out that way?
Not on this continent.
Okay, so we just if we do that, then we just have to shut
That
them
was
down.
done on purpose.
Purpose to, I'm assuming,
Yes.
stop people from easily rediscovering what was left out there.
Yes. The gods, or the victors, I
gods.
should say.
Victor.
Who do you think won the war?
Scamos is going to get very, very cold looking very quickly. So were the gods actually gods at the start of this war, or did they become gods after fighting it?
They became gods through means that they fought it. And their power is still fed because of that.
Your powers come back.
Scamos now looks pissed.
I am Captain Satan.
Right. We're going to be having a talk with them. Tell me, the victors of these battles, were they the ones that initially started using the weapons against other people?
No, the ones that used the weapons were the ones that lost.
I see.
Or
Oh,
they
um,
submitted.
And the ones that won had the weapons used against them first, but still won.
Yes.
But still neglected to mention some details of importance. And they wonder why I don't like them.
And probably for good reason.
No, not for good reason, because they have been stringing us along fixing their problems long enough.
Oh no.
Gotta love lore dubs, man. This
May
is great.
I please see the device?
And he'll walk you towards the device. Do you want to go get Cam and Darius?
They're busy doing their stuff. Right now, Scamos is kind of one track minding it. Scamos about to start some shit.
You get to the device.
Okay,
And
well,
it is a... We're about to do a time skip. I apologize.
an ANPRC 117.
No. It is a screen.
A screen.
And he powers it on.
So, what is this thing?
It's a communication device. Just don't worry about it. It would take me a
no,
long time to explain. And it powers up, and you see it like
There's
boot up.
iconography
It's a computer.
installed.
It's a computer just for you at home. Just so
Is
you
it
can...
dial up?
No. Well, yeah, it is dial up. It's analog.
There's a skull on the top with an eye.
No, there's not a skull.
It says Netscape on it.
Anyway, okay, so it powers up. How does this work?
Well, let me type, and you see him start typing in a command.
Mm-hmm.
Initiate communication sequence with, and it has like an IP number in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see it start ringing, and you hear the dial-up tones coming from like somewhere in the wall.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any answer?
He's like, this could take a little while.
Okay. So
Hello. We've been trying to reach you about your chariot's
This-
extended warranty.
war, how long was it fought for?
In your years, about 300 years. And
With
it
these weapons for the entire time?
was not just here though on this planet. Let's put it that way.
What?
Yes,
Where else was it fought then?
other places,
Other places like what?
like this planet.
You can tell Scamus is like trying to wrap his mind around this because we work in terms of planes, not
Mhm.
planets. What do you You mean other planes?
Those as well.
Okay, stop. Hang on. What else is there other than planes? Like you just move between planes. What do you mean other planets?
So, do you know this landmass that we're on? These islands?
Yeah.
There's other places like that other than here.
Well, yeah, that's what the other
That are
continents
far
are,
away.
right?
No,
that's what the other
beyond.
continents are, though, right? What do you mean beyond?
Beyond the other continents.
Beyond the other continents? How? Yeah, that's right, Waldo. I'm gonna make you explain fucking space.
You see, Illyria is only one part of all of existence
Right, all the planes.
and the planets.
Okay.
Planets, these pieces of land, these other places exist in the same plane that we are in. But they're just a long distance away.
What do you mean by so how do you do you just take a ship there? Like a boat, you sail?
Yes, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but yes.
So how do I get to those then if we're gonna if I'm gonna have to go visit this continent, I'm probably gonna need to visit these other places too. So like how do I sail there?
You have to go up, and you see him point up into the sky.
But wait, the stars?
Yes.
You can kind of see Scamless is finally clicking this mind-blowing moment. And is just going to be kind of quiet while waiting for the rest of the communications device to come up now as he tries to wrap his mind around this.
Please put me in charge of your new space program.
Do you have the technology here to be able to do that then?
It depends on who survived, but possibly.
Okay. I'm just gonna Scam's just gonna keep thinking through all of this and waiting for the thing to, connect and
And you finally see it connect. It's an automated message.
Mhm.
And you see the keeper like, damn. There might not be anybody there. I might have to leave a message and see if they respond. It might take a day or two.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
He leaves a message. She like types it out.
It's like, hey, bitch, check your mail. We got problems here.
Mhm. And He turns off. He leaves the computer on. He turns it on and looks at. It's like, I understand this is a lot. Are you okay?
I don't think I've been okay for a long time.
The gods chose to do this for a specific reason, and you just experienced it.
The gods can kiss my ass.
Well,
He's gonna sit there and just be like, we need to bring the rest of the guys here and we need to have a conversation.
huh? So is that what we're doing?
I mean, I'm gonna kind of take the debt back or whatever.
Okay.
What's your name? What's your name actually? Other than Keeper, I want to know what to actually
It
call
is
you.
Keeper.
Your actual name was Keeper.
Yes. Yes.
Somebody had a massive sense of humor when they sent you here, didn't they?
That was my rank.
Okay, then what's your name and not your rank?
I have forgotten my name.
Oh no, you haven't.
That was one
You
of the
literally
things.
remember all of your. They stripped your memories of your name out
Yep.
of you.
Yep.
Ooh, we are gonna have words. I'm gonna go and join the guys, and Scamos is gonna look like both a mix of incredibly pissed and shell shocked, and like my world has just been turned upside down.
Cue Hamilton in the background. So, Cam, you do find a book that is literally titled in Draconic. Literally says Dummy's Guide to the destruction and or
Really? Idiot's
Yeah.
Guide to Killing Tiamat.
Idiot's Guide to Killing or Subduing Tiamat. Yes. Written in Draconic. And you open it, and it literally you see the first page, like you read the contents, and like it's literally like like a book for dummies kind of structure.
Step. Stop. Get help.
It says nuclear weapons straight up. That word, it just says nuke, and you're like, what? And
I forget. Do I know that word?
no,
Nuclear
but
weapons, full stop. That's how you stop Tiamat.
yeah.
Drop a fucking nuke on it.
And
No way to be sure.
and Scamos, when you see him open the book and you and Keeper come back, you read that. That's literally what it says, and you're like, I know what that word means.
I don't like this. I'm gonna look at the Keeper, just be like, I don't like that.
It's the only way that we can deal with it, especially if she's as powerful as she was.
We're gonna face test the wall repeatedly.
I was there when we did it last time.
Continues face testing the wall.
Or you make a deal. I mean, that's the only other thing that you can do.
Face testing even harder. Great. I'm gonna stop and look at Cam. Are there any other options you have found on how to deal with her?
Get a bigger batter god.
That is section 2, by the way.
Newsflash, I don't think that exists right now.
And it talks about Victor, actually, in particular.
Well, that's not happening anymore.
Victor and Chaos, yeah.
That's not happening anymore.
So. But
And
they also
mean,
said that one is the harder of the two options to pull off. So
Section 3 says something about a peanut allergy.
I was gonna say section 3 probably says just run.
no, that's section 4. And it's not a peanut allergy. It's a shellfish allergy.
Section 5 is literally just giving up and praise Tiamat.
And then
Great.
it says, and then on that section, like it says, like, if you choose this option, please see our book about worshiping All Hail Tiamat. It's for dummies.
All hail Tiamat for dummies, Jesus
Yep.
Christ. Okay. So our options are limited then.
Yep.
Yes. We need
Or get the
whatever
entirety of the god
nuclear
realm to go after them.
weapons is a large god, or we have to contact the Yellow King? King in Yellow?
The king in yellow.
To deal with her allergy? I'm not sure.
Who's up for a conversation with the gods?
Those are usually rather one way.
Yeah, they're probably gonna want this one to be a two-way conversation, or I'm gonna drop a couple of whole ass cans of whoop ass on them. In a briefcase specifically.
You
I'm
back,
gonna see-
Brexit?
I think he's dead.
Okay, I just saw his mic key up again.
And when I say that, I want to see if when I make the briefcase comment, if our little friend Keeper here reacts to that at all.
Nope.
Hey Kitty, I need you to chancla somebody.
Oh no. But no, he doesn't react, and he's just kind of sitting while you guys continue to
So
talk.
do we want to talk to
Ugh. You said you want me to hit somebody?
Yes,
Okay, let me guess. He fell asleep again.
I assume.
We're assuming so.
Brett! Yeah, he fell asleep.
Make the bad noise. It'll
Or I could just spam the shit out of him. And Discord.
Where is
Oh wait,
Vespa?
he'll have the thing. Okay. This might annoy the fuck out of him. Hold up. I was just laying in my bed, just listening to you.
So are we going to continue,
He'll
or
wake
do we
up.
want to,
Yeah, we
stop
can
since
wait.
he's asleep?
We can wait. Since he's asleep.
Okay.
Bitch, wake up.
But I dropped enough hammers on y'all. Again.
Brett. He's probably getting food or knocked out.
I'm going with knocked out.
Let me annoy the fuck out of him for calling him.
Wait. Is that Brex's mic?
Yeah.
It is. He's there. I can hear him.
Wakey, wakey.
Sleeping person. Fuck. Jesus Christ, Brexit.
either that or it's his cat screwing around with
Baby
her
cat?
dog. Screwing with
I
the mic.
mean,
You alive, Brexit?
There's Brett.
Yeah, this one doesn't actually have a fucking number system on it to actually hit.
You're welcome.
My God, it is alive.
it lives.
It rises from the grave.
Rise from your grave.
Yeah, you rise from your grave, you dumbass.
Yeah, we'll pause for now, but I dropped enough hammers on y'all.
Pretty sure Brexit slept through all of them.
All of it too. Yep.
Yep.
Who wants to fill him in?
Well, we killed Athena.
She actually came to us and said she wanted to die.
I mean,
I think Brexit may have fallen
when
asleep
you
again already.
when you've got your hand on,
Same.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Better
what the
not fall
fuck?
asleep. I will spam the shit out of you.
look, I know how to keep him awake.
And I will throw a
Yeah, there.
chocolate at you. Stay awake.
Now, Hall,
If they call me one more time, I'll get up out of my bed. I swear to God. There you go. Now you got
What are you gonna do?
You'll
Right,
see.
Chancla?
Oh,
Yeah.
here's what you have to do. When you go to your, well, the god, just threaten to collaborate with Arir to create an
Threaten to collaborate with Arir. The only option I see is collaborating with Arir. I'm just gonna put the blame on them for not being upfront about it.
but just say
Un collaborator.
Arir will create an interdimensional ballistic missile.
IDBM.
Exactly. And send it your way.
Since you guys were fucking useless.
And yeah, or you help. Take it.
Because trust me, if I have to do this all myself, I will make sure we seize all of the power from you.
And then just make sure to, cite, because you never
Oh,
know if Arir.
also, you neglected to mention that the war was not between gods and humans, but between humans and humans, and you just happened to be gods because that's what you were fighting over, you shitty pricks.
And on other planets.
Gonna be some violence.
Yeah. And some radiation.
You could fill him in. I think he's fully awake now.
You alive, Brexit?
Yep.
Were you asleep for all of that?
No, I heard it.
Heard what? What
What
specifically do
exactly
you remember?
happened? What exactly happened? What they say? By the way, he's probably lying that he fell asleep and all that.
British, if you're looking for the stream, I haven't been streaming, so I've just been recording. So you're at a
I know you haven't been streaming.
just making speed of that recording coming down.